What's up my fellow producers of big mega massive tunes? Today I will be giving a tutorial on how to improve your tracks. Before we start, I just want to update you all and say that the format of my videos might be changing, as using this robot voice takes way too long to edit, which is why I upload about one video a month. So I might use an actual microphone and my actual voice in future videos. I also want to start a thing where I give feedback on your tracks. So link your bassline tunes in the comments for a chance to be featured. Now today's tutorial is aimed at more beginner producers who have been producing for less than a year, or just at people who have encountered the problems I will tackle in this video. Basically, if your tunes aren't as catchy as you would like them to be, then this might be the tutorial for you. I am going to go over some basic things in this video that I feel every new producer should know. If there is anything you would like me to go over that I don't cover in this video, then just drop a comment, and if I get enough suggestions, I can do a part 2. The first topic I will cover is layering and drum patterns. So, drum patterns in bassline are based around having a kick on every beat, and a snare on the second and fourth beats. So, it should sound something like this. You can then add a hi-hat in between these. This will add a bit more groove, and stop it feeling so dead. This will make the drum pattern sound like this. Now, I must stress that finding good drum sounds is very important to creating a good drum pattern. It will be very hard to create a good sounding drum pattern if your drum samples sound rubbish. In fact, I've just noticed that now seems like the perfect time for a shameless self-promotion. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the thing you have been waiting for all year. It's time for the release of the first official Samstone drum kit. This kit includes kicks, snares, hats, crashes, basically everything you need to get started in your productions. Check it out in the description. The next thing you can do to spice up your drums is add some more layers. For this, you can use things called top loops, which are just the top layers of percussion from drum loops, so mostly hi-hats and cymbals. You can also use full drum loops, and cut them up so that you only have the extra parts you want. This will mostly be the hi-hats, as layering loads of kick samples and snare samples can end up sounding very weird. The next thing I want to talk about that a lot of beginner producers struggle with is compression. Compression is often seen as some kind of dark mystery in production, and whilst some elements of it are hard, the basic elements are easy. So, in a compressor, you often have these dials. Now, I know I'm in a limiter, but a compressor and a limiter are near enough the same. Basically, what a compressor does is make the loudest bits of a sound not as loud, so you can push the overall volume of a sound up without the loudest parts blowing out your eardrums. This can be done by setting the threshold. The threshold is the level that the compressor gets activated at. So, if the threshold is at -3 dB, then any sound that is louder than -3 dB will get compressed. The amount it gets compressed by is set by the ratio. The ratio is normally 1 number to 1. For example, if the ratio is 3 to 1, then if the sound goes over the threshold by 3 dB, then 1 dB is outputted. In case you're wondering how compression is useful, well, it has many uses. It is often used on vocals as there are a lot of gaps between loud and quiet, so you can compress the loudest parts and increase the volume of the whole track. It's also often used on drums to make them pop. Try using the drum setting in the FL compressor and messing around with it. The final thing I want to cover is sound design. Now, I won't go into loads of depth for this section, but I will in a future video. I will just give some general tips for bassline bass design in Serum. First of all, I almost always use an LFO on most sections of the synth in order to give the bass sound loads of movement. I use it on volumes, filters, and just a load of stuff. Next up, adding a high resonance to your filter section can give it that classic bassline sound. Another thing that I use absolutely loads is distortion. This can give your bass sounds crunch and give them that extra edge. Finally, just use trial and error. Download some presets for bassline sounds and figure out what makes them sound the way they sound. Messing about is the best way to work stuff like that out. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, please leave a like. And also subscribe for more content like this. Don't forget to drop your bassline tracks in the description for a chance to be reviewed and featured. And also don't forget to check out the drum kit. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.